Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly. Today I'm going to be doing the answers to the questions that my booktuber friends submitted to me for my 200 subscriber Q&A, and let's just get to it. The first question is from Reading with Merv, and it is favorite video you've done and favorite book cover. So favorite video I've done would have to be the very first video I ever posted because it took a lot of courage. I was very nervous to do it. I was feeling a little shy, a little introverted, and it was just an introduction to my channel. And it was a book review of Apples Never Fall by Leanne Moriarty, and people were so kind to me in the booktube community. And then a couple of videos later I did the newbie tag, and it was just a great way to introduce myself to booktube, and I started making bookish friends already, so that was great. And then favorite book covers, I'm going to be showing you two. This is The Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I love the little angel on there. I love the silver highlights. I love the buildings of London in the background. And then I also love this book cover, which is The Distant Hours by Kate Morton. And sorry, getting a little bit of glare. And I love the very beautiful estate in the background with the water and the hills. There's something about a simple like house or building and nature that I always like with book covers. The next question comes from... be looking down quite a bit, sorry. Luna's Library. Go check out her channel and congratulate her because she's getting married soon. She asks, what book got you into reading? And that would be Anne of Green Gables. I really fell in love with it. I read the book after seeing the 1980s or 90s one that had Megan Follow's adaptation, and it's one of the rare times that you can see an adaptation and just fall in love with it and it lead you into reading the book, and it worked really well. And so I read all of the Anne series when I was in second grade, and it was amazing. And she also asks, are you the only reader in your family friends group? No, I am not. My mother is an avid reader, and my dad wasn't a huge reader, but he did like his Nick Carter spy stories. And then I basically will talk about two dads on this channel because my parents divorced and my mom remarried, and my stepdad was truly my bonus dad. Both of my fathers really had equal influence in my life. I was so blessed. I know a lot of people can't get one good father. I had two. He was also an extremely avid reader and just very intelligent, had lots of classics. When we moved into a house when I was in third grade that had a library, that library was filled in no time with all of our books. So I'm very blessed in that. My friends group, okay, so I can get a lot of the classics and some of the books like Leanne Moriarty and things like that I read with friend groups here. I used to live in California where I'd get some of that, and also they would read a lot of the silly YA fantasy that I read. So I haven't been able to get in the same city everybody that reads all that I read at the same time. So that's where BookTube has helped me. But I do have a lot of avid readers in my life, especially because I'm part of the homeschool community. So we're always reading classics pretty much all the time because we're homeschooling our kids. So a lot of times with my homeschool mom friends, we're always discussing those types of books. All right, next question. This was also from Luna. What book are you excited to get to by the end of the year? Okay, I think we've talked about this before, but I've been waiting for cold weather. I really want to read the thriller No Exit. I think that will be one that I really enjoy, but I want to read it when it gets cold outside because the premise is during a snowstorm. All right, next. Read Fine Books. Go check out her channel. She's got some great classics that she talks about. I really enjoy her. She says, what's your favorite book that you read to your kids? And I have right here, it is Dragons Love Tacos. Dragons Love Tacos. And this book is so cute. It's by Adam Rubin and Daniel Salmieri illustrates it. It's about a kid that knows that dragons love tacos, but he knows that he's not supposed to give them spicy salsa, but he accidentally gives them some salsa, and things happen. Let me tell you. But this is a fun book to give to kids as a birthday present. If you have kids in your life that you need to give a present to and you're trying to think of a book that will just make a kid crack up, that is definitely one to go to. Read Fine Books also asks, is there a kid's book that surprised you that was so good even though it was intended for kids? And I'm going to say the Green and Ember series on this. It is, how do you say this, anthropomorphic animals that talk, is in the book. They're bunnies, and there is just a lot of courage and just admirable qualities that are brought out in these stories. There's a lot of royalty, there is a battle, there's adventure. The author is S.D. Smith. I don't have the physical copies with me right now. I'll put a picture up, but they definitely are great fantasies that are kind of middle grade-ish, but I think anyone can enjoy. Read Fine Books asks, what other hobbies do you have besides reading? What's your perfect day look like? Okay, so I've mentioned before that I am an avid exerciser. I do a lot of Pilates. And my perfect day, I'm a person that likes to get out and about earlier in the day. So my perfect day would be like getting up, maybe going to see my kids do one of their activities like ballet or martial arts, and then going to a museum or a park or a garden if it's beautiful weather outside. When we lived in California, it maybe would have been the beach. Don't live by the ocean anymore. We're in the middle of Oklahoma. And then I love to come home in the afternoon and not leave the house again. I want to be with my books. I want to maybe cook a nice dinner, light a scented candle, and just be in my space. That would be my perfect day. Unless I, of course, get to go to a tropical island. Then that would be my perfect day. Read by Fred, who is so supportive to other people on BookTube, asks, here's a question, if I may. Do you have go-to books during certain holiday seasons, such as Halloween or Christmas, that you enjoy picking up and rereading? Absolutely. I absolutely love to reread Sleepy Hollow, which is very short and quick and easy to get through, like at Halloween time. And I love to read Dickens' A Christmas Carol at Christmas time. There are many children's books that we reread every year at holidays. Like for Halloween, I love to read Room on the Broom. If anybody's familiar with this, the author is Alex Scheffler, and it's just a story about friendship and acceptance. And then I love, I could not find this book this afternoon. Christmas Day in the Morning. I will put the info up in a picture and the author's information in the description to this video. It is a story about a teenage boy who decides to be selfless and get up early and do his dad's farm work of milking the cows as a Christmas present. And it's just, there's something about it that is just so wonderful. You're going to hear my kids screaming in the background. You're always going to hear that. There's just boys and one very quiet girl, but you're going to hear the boys. You're just going to hear them. And if the boys get annoying enough, they're going to annoy the girl enough that she might make a little bit of a peep. So sorry for that. I'm sure you probably heard a scream. All right, but yes, and also at Easter time, I love to read. Jan Brett has some great Easter picture books that she's written, and Christmas too. Jan Brett's always a good bet. I usually get those from the library, but then I also love to read the Easter Robin to my kids, and this is just beautiful illustrations. And it is just a story about like faith, and it does talk about the Easter story and Christ, and it has some beautiful illustrations of birds and such in the book. I just really enjoy reading that one every year. But yes, like I said a minute ago, Jan Brett is always a good bet for children's picture books for pretty much any holiday. All right, Micah Cummins says, congratulations, Kelly. Have you always been a reader? And what inspired you to start reading? Well, I did talk a little bit about how I got into my first book that I really got into, Anne of Green Gables. I have always been a reader. I started reading very young age, and I always really enjoyed it. I did have a third grade teacher that was so kind and wonderful that read aloud to us a lot, and she got me into different genres. She read Narnia, which got me into fantasy. She read The Secret Garden, which made me just like a children's literature fan for life. She read so many good books, so I'm always grateful for Mrs. Coulter in third grade. Courtney Reeves asks, what's your favorite color? Blue. Favorite genre to read? Probably fantasy would be number one, although I'm pretty eclectic. Have you always been a reader? I just answered this. Yes, I have. Are your parents readers? Yes. Do you like adaptations of books? Sometimes. Like I mentioned, I love Anne. This last Persuasion Netflix. It was a great movie. It just wasn't Persuasion. And that definitely wasn't Anne Elliot. No, like, shade to the actress. But she was an amazing actress. That just wasn't Anne Elliot. It was what the writers created, something else. I don't know, but it was not Persuasion. Just my opinion. All right. My favorite food. I love chocolate, and I love fruit, and I like bread. And do you snack while reading? Occasionally, after my kids go to bed, if I'm a little hungry, I'll have like just a little bit of popcorn or something while I'm reading. And yes, if I have something non-messy and chocolate and I'm having a special treat, like sometimes I'll have like the M&Ms with almonds in them, and those won't get messy on a book. Sometimes I'll have something like that too, but not every time, but sometimes, yes, I do. Gaia Athena says, congratulations on 200 subscribers. Some questions that popped into my head. Do you have children? Yes, I have 3, as you guys just heard. They're 12, 10, and 7.5. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have a big Yorkshire Terrier, actually, for Yorkie, named Hagrid. And so it's kind of funny because he's a giant for Yorkshire Terrier, and Hagrid was obviously a giant in the Harry Potter series. Do you like listening to music? Yes, I love music. I like Mozart, and I also like a lot, to mention my favorite classical, I like a lot of Broadway musical scores that I will listen to. And what are some of your all-time favorite books? I already mentioned Anne, The Secret Garden. I love anything by Kate Morton. I love Harry Potter series. I love anything that is like a really good historical fiction. Like The Stationery Shop is a recent read that's become an all-time favorite. So just to name a few. Mama Needs to Read Romance said, this is so exciting. Congrats on 200 subscribers. My question is, what has been your favorite thing about starting a YouTube channel? And it's been making friends like Mama Needs to Read a Romance and all of you other guys out there that I have just been so blessed to get to know through this wonderful platform. An Erudite Adventure, check out their channel, asks, what is your favorite genre and why fantasy? Because of the escapism. What is your favorite book series? I love some of the younger series like Harry Potter, Green Ember, the Wingfeather Saga, just because the way they make me feel. I love the Infernal Device series by Cassandra Clare because I feel like it does fantasy and romance well together without giving us too much of the romance. And what is your favorite fantasy creature? I really love alicorns. They're the unicorns that can fly. And what is your favorite book cover you own? I showed that in the first question that I answered. And what is the video you're most proud of making? I'll tell you, in addition to my very first video, I really liked the video I gave advice about starting Dickens, because I know Dickens can be intimidating for some people. So I made a video about some advice about how to get started if you haven't read Dickens before, and I will link that in the description as well. Well, thank you so much, those of you that submitted questions. I am so thankful for this BookTube community, and I'm thankful that you all have extended friendship and so much kindness to me, and I hope that I can be just as kind as you have been to me. As always, you can find me on social media. Those of you that are just starting out, I just hope that you understand that we're all here to support you, and just reach out to others if you're ever feeling discouraged or if you need to have a BookTube friend. I'm happy to be here for you. I hope that you read a lot. Bye-bye.